Hey, welcome to another edition of Nitro on the Go. In this episode, we're featuring our latest series from Show Off with Nitro, an all-new Porsche 911 Turbo, a hybrid Maserati, a 1400 horsepower electric Ford, and loads more. Let's get spooling. This is episode 5 of Nitro on the Go. Our pilot episodes 1, 2, and 3 have been viewed close to 300,000 times across Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. On behalf of the entire team, thank you for the love and support. We'll continue to improve along the way and do our best in delivering the most exciting content to you. So let's kick off this week's segment of Nitro Boost with a look at a new prototype developed by Ford Performance and RTR Vehicles. Crank up the volume, grab a roll of Kleenex. This is gonna turn you on. Right, so like I said, huge turn on. By now, many of you would already know that I'm not a fan of electric cars. But just hearing that high-pitched screaming from the engine, well, not engine, but 7 electric motors, intoxicating. By ways of heavily modifying the new Ford Mustang Mach-E, which is slated to crunch out 248 kilowatts in the base model, 342 kilowatts in the GT model, this one-off example showcases the extreme potential of Ford's electric propulsion technology. With the equivalent of 1400 horsepower, motorsports in the form of racing, drifting, and gymkhana has officially been updated to the 21st century. A pity that this prototype will not make it to the assembly line, because if it did, then I'll be writing in to strongly suggest that they reconsider the name. Cool as Mach-E sounds, a monster like this deserves something else, something more, such as Ford Mustang Insane, Ford Mustang Ludicrous, or Ford Mustang Unhinged, to be more appropriate. The manufacturers did, however, talk about using this prototype as a proof of concept for the performance of all their electric vehicles, and that they will most certainly be incorporating their newly acquired knowledge to future production cars. So it should be safe to say that there will indeed be more exciting news coming to us in the future. Let me now pull you back to the present and reality. 1400 horsepower ain't easy to handle. What about 580? Because over in Stuttgart, Germany, the all-new Porsche 911 Turbo has officially been unleashed. You may not be able to see it here, but the body of this new 911 Turbo has been further widened by some 40mm at the front and 20mm at the back, so as to accommodate this new chassis. The 3.8-liter flat-6 twin-turbocharged engine in this new 992 series produces 750 Nm of torque, 580 horsepower, and if you launch it at the traffic lights, it'll hit 100 km/h from a standstill in 2.8 seconds. As always, the bone stock version is fitted with all the basics you'll need in a premium sports car, but you can always break bank and tick all the boxes to get a fully loaded version, with options such as the lightweight design and sports package, which reduces the car's weight by a further 30 kilograms. This is made possible with lightweight full bucket seats, throwing out of the rear seats, and less soundproofing options. Additional options such as lane keeping assist with road sign recognition, night vision assist, surround view will all set you back a couple $1,000. For decades, Porsche have been building cars that set benchmarks for all their rivals, especially so with their 911 series. And we can be certain that competitors will be studying every inch of this latest version. Porsche's design language evolves slowly over time, and new models don't have radical exterior changes, unlike the Audi R8 series, for example, where you get to see clearly defined distinctions between models. Now, no one's complaining, but by constantly trying to retain its traditional and classic lines, it might get boring. You can still see so much Beetle in it. Absolutely loving the new butt though. Now before we move on, I can see some of you wondering where I got this rocking t-shirt. 2 words, Nitro style. Check out www.nitro.store for the full and still expanding range of Nitro merchandise. Welcome back to Nitro Boost, our weekly segment where we check out the hottest news. Next up on our list, a look at the recently announced Maserati, or Maserati, Ghibli hybrid. That's right, the sports car manufacturer who have in recent years been expanding their lineup with slightly more practical options have entered the fray of modernizing the way they propel their cars. And by selecting the Ghibli as the first ever electrified vehicle in Maserati's history, absolutely brilliant strategy. Because since it was first launched back in 2013, over 100,000 units of the Ghibli have been produced, making it one of Maserati's best-selling cars. So let me punch in a few quick facts. It's what they call a mild hybrid and not a full hybrid like you would find in a Toyota Prius, for example. So a mild hybrid will only support the engine during acceleration and cruising and will not be able to power the car on its own. Maserati engineers decided on this line of technology in order to focus on improving performance while reducing both fuel consumption and emissions. Similar to the technology used in Formula One cars, it's capable of accumulating or harvesting the energy during deceleration and braking, then storing it in a battery. Made it to a regular internal combustion 4-cylinder 2-liter turbocharged engine and an additional electric supercharger. This new Ghibli hybrid weighs 80 kilograms less than its diesel counterpart, kicks out a maximum combined output of 330 horsepower with 450 Newton meters of torque, accelerates from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 5.7 seconds, and clocks a top speed of 255 kilometers per hour. So to sum all that up, it's faster than a diesel variant and more sustainable than a petrol variant. But what's the most important thing for a modern day Maserati? Yes, the arousing and unmistakable sound as the car downshifts into a tunnel. And according to Francesco, head of product planning over at Maserati, it will indeed have those unique sounds. This is made possible without the use of amplifiers or artificial sound effects that you get in a BMW M car. By tweaking the fluid dynamics of the exhaust flow and adding resonators, the exhaust sounds should still be turning heads of the enthusiasts while annoying grannies on their way to the market. Till we get our hands on a test drive unit, we can only take his word for it. But I'm dead certain Maserati will not be messing up such an important aspect. Well, that's a wrap for this week's Nitro Boost. But before we head on to our Show Off with Nitro segment, remember to share this video on Facebook with our Nitro on the Go hashtag and stand a chance to win our weekly swag bag giveaway. Alright, next up, 90 seconds of awesomeness by you guys. Enjoy.
Your own style, that's just slang for you, ain't got it though. Talking like you got it, that's a problem, I might let them know. Freeze you like I'm Elsa, so my let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Head to toe, said you got your own style, that's just slang for you, ain't got it though. Talking like you got it, that's a problem, I might let them know. Freeze you like I'm Elsa, so my let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Never know, talking like Geronimo, get dropped down like some dominoes. Blues and greens and pinks, I got a lot of those. Yeah, you know, talking slime, I can't relate to snakes, I see a lot of foes. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Head to toe, said you got your own style, that's just slang for you, ain't got it though. Talking like you got it, that's a problem, I might let them know. Freeze you like I'm Elsa, so my let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Head to toe, said you got your own style, that's just slang for you, ain't got it though. Talking like you got it, that's a problem, I might let them know. Freeze you like I'm Elsa, so my let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. 10 toes, keep it thorough, stepping out for sure, though, time to let them know. Rubber band bands, I got a lot of dough, oh for sure. Working around the clock, sometimes I need me more than 24. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Head to toe, said you got your own style, that's just slang for you, ain't got it though. Talking like you got it, that's a problem, I might let them know. Freeze you like I'm Elsa, so my let it go.
That's all we've got for you on this week's episode of Nitro on the Go. Hope you enjoyed the show. We'll love to hear more feedback, advice, and ideas. Please comment in the comments section and let us know what you think. Thank you for spending your time with us. Till next week, Hong here, signing off.
Heute hatten wir das Erlebnis, dass wir mal unsere Produkte auch mal live in Extremsituationen testen durften.
Sehr dynamisch die Fahrzeuge und Fahrwerke ausprobiert. Und das war total geil.
Ja, diese Kombination aus Technik, Fahren, Fortbewegen, Grenzen der Physik irgendwie selber erleben.
Der Dämpfer macht einfach so viel aus im Auto und dann zu sehen, dass man doch so sanft über Straßen gleiten kann oder doch so knallhart über den Boden brettern kann, wo man jedes Schlagloch mitnehmen kann, das ist aber das Fahrgefühl und das machen wir.
Yeah.